Hiya, there are two types of polymerisation that you need to know about for GCSE chemistry. Number one is addition polymerisation. This is where you take an alkene and you make a big long chain of alkenes. So, for example, if you were to take 6 lots of ethene, then you can make a chain that's 6 long called polyethene. Okay, so rather because in science we don't like to spend more time drawing things that we don't have to, there's a certain annotation. Rather than draw out the ethene 6 times next to each other, there's a certain way of drawing it. So, summary, alkenes can be used to make polymer chains. So, for example, a plastic bag will be a polymer chain. Okay, plastics. So, what happens is you take your alkene, okay, a certain number of alkenes, and you make it into a chain. Rather than draw this all out, we don't bother with that. Rather than draw that all out, we put brackets around it. We showed that it's bonded as a chain by drawing the 2 single bonds either side, and we put the amount of alkenes that have gone into it in the bottom right. Okay, so here's how you do it. Okay, you take your alkene, so for example we've got ethene here. Let's say we take 8 of these, okay, then we end up with a polymer chain that's 8 long, but we don't bother drawing it out repeatedly. We just put brackets around it and we show that there's a chain by putting the 2 lines either side, and we shift the n from the left, that's 8 of these, and we put the 8 down there to show that there's 8 in a chain. One last thing I need to point out is when you turn an alkene into a polyalkene, so for example we've got ethene and we've got polyethene here, so when we turn it into a polymer, okay, then the double bond has disappeared. So, things that you need to know, look at that notation, learn it, okay, so this is ethene, that's polyethene. A certain amount goes into making polyethene, and that value shifts to the bottom right. The chain is represented by 2 lines either side, and a double bond has disappeared. And that is addition polymerisation.